Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Airbrushing Surfaces. I'm going to take you through the different surfaces I've used past to present, and I'll take you through some of the applications that you can put onto these different surfaces to help you achieve different results with your airbrushing. So we're going to start off with papers, and these are the ones that I've used on the channel and off the channel. Start off with this one, which is a German product. This is by Schollhammer. Big piece of paper or big pack of paper. This one's 50 centimeters by 70, so a big piece, so you can do some really good sized pieces of artwork on it. 250 GSM, so quite thick. Now I use this on the channel for the Bruce Lee portrait, if you've seen it. If you didn't see it out, this is the thumbnail, and it was Bruce Lee with the dragon behind, so sort of Enter the Dragon. And I was using FW inks at the time, thinned out, low pressure, detail brush, and it laid down brilliant on that paper. The colours stayed rich. They didn't really absorb in too much and sort of lose any colour. They sort of laid down really nice. You can really see the soft atomization with the paint, how it lays down on this paper, so you can get some great transitions. And you can erase on it with a soft eraser or an ink eraser. You can just knock back the paint very lightly if you're using ink, and you get some good results. So one to look out for, I would type in Schollhammer into Google, see what comes up. If you spot that pad at a reasonable price, give it a go. It's worth a go. So that's that one. The next one I've used on the channel, and I do recommend this, and the reason why I recommend this one, which is the System 3, is it opens up another avenue for you to use with your airbrushing. You're not just painting on it, you can now put Pro Mask into the mix with this, and you can lay Pro Mask over it. You can use your low tack application tapes over it and cut down to it. That's what I found with this. I painted the Iron Man on the channel, which was this one, and the Terminator head, which was this one as well, on this. It's an acrylic artboard, so it's a thick board that you can spray on. Now I found the FW inks laid down brilliant on it. I could do soft and hard erasing on it to get some of the paint away. Scratching back, you can do it very lightly. If you press in too hard on it to get it back to the clean white of the board, you'll fur it up. But if you go very lightly for them very light transitions on your scratching back, you can achieve it. So a great one to sort of have a go with. 1.4mm thick boards, so they're very rigid, which is nice. You can put your Pro Mask down, you can put your application tape down. It just gives you a little bit more usability with it when it comes to airbrushing. So that's that one. Next up is a paper by H&S. We've got Harder and Steam at the bottom here. Now I've used this one a couple of times. 250 gram airbrush paper. The paint and inks lay down on it really nice. You can do soft erasing on it, not too much. I wouldn't do your scratching back for your hair textures on it. If you do it lightly, if you're very light with it, you might achieve something. If you press hard, you'll fur it up. So wouldn't push it for that, but all the other applications, it's great, and it's a nice paper. Very nice white on that, and smooth as well. So that's why you can get your nice soft erasing. So that's that one. Next up is my favourite. It's the cheapest one of the lot, and it's the mixed media paper from the range in the UK. It's 30 sheets A3, 300 GSM, acid free, and you've got like your little binder piece at the top. So you pull the pack off, paper off like that, and I usually chop that little perforated edge out of the way and use it. But I get great results with it, and it opens that doorway to the Pro Mask again and the application tape applying to it. So it gives you that freedom of using your masking with your artwork, and it's very cheap, and it works because I've been doing these pieces on it. And the colours lay down great on it, they really do, working on it with paintbrush. Water-based pencils have worked. Your ink pens, the mixed media pens with the ink in, they work great. So it's a great all-rounder. Well worth a look. That's that one. Next up, we've got one that I've yet to try, but I'm going to do some tests on the channel, so drop your comments, you may have tried it. It's the Daler Roundlet Smooth Cartridge. 130 GSM, so it's thin. Now, experiences with cartridge paper that I've had in the past I've had great results with for doing artwork on with the inks. Lays down great, and it's been a cheaper paper than this one, so I know this one's going to be good. Nice, clean, crisp white, smooth. So I'm going to get some great results on this, going in really lightly and building the picture up very lightly. Be some nice paper to work on. So that's the Daler Rownette smooth cartridge. Next one is a illustration sheet. Now, I've tried this on the channel. It's this one here, thick. If you've not used sort of your synthetics papers in illustration sheets, these are like a thick, it feels like plastic, white, but great to do the erasing on, great to do the scratch back techniques on. User friendly, because if you go wrong, you can get your airbrush cleaner and you can wipe it off and start again. So it's like a multi-use sort of paper. You can use your Pro Mask straight down to it, your application tapes straight down to it, masking tape straight down to it, pull it off and you're not going to tear anything. So it does open up a lot of avenues to have a go at. Little tips when using it: pin it down securely, because this is thick, it tends to want to just slightly fold and curve. So pin it down with some masking tape to keep it flat. You can press it with weight and it will keep it flatter. This has just been left to the side, so it's slightly wanting to curl back on itself. When you paint on it, don't paint on it like you're thinking you're painting on paper. You've got a real smooth surface now, so you just got to dial in your ink or your airbrush acrylic, dial your pressure in, set that out and go in nice and light. And if you can, put a little bit of test of this to the side, so when you spray you can test on what you're working on, sort your paint out and your pressure and then go in and paint. But you will enjoy painting on this just for the way it opens you up to using other tools like your erasers and things like that. It just gives you that little bit of freedom to have a go and a play. So well worth a look. Link will be in the description for this one. You can buy it in different sizes as well, which is good. You've not got to buy a pack of it. You can buy an individual sheet if you wish, just to have a go at. So worth a look at that one. Next up, we've got another one that I've not tested yet. It's another product that I've got to test for you guys, and it is another Daler Rownette System 3. This one is an acrylic paper heavyweight. So instantly when I look at that and go, it's heavyweight, I'm thinking, well, that's going to open up the doorways to the application tape, the Pro Mask, which is good. So I'm looking forward to using this. 360 grams, so it's heavier weight than the cheap pad that I showed you. You've got a texture in this, which is going to be a nice one to work on, because previously me working on textured papers give your image another dynamic look. It tends to give it a little bit of 3D pop, especially if you've got a picture that's got like face textures in. Some of the grains and textures in papers can give you that look just by spraying across the paper, and your paint hits them highs and lows and you can get really nice effects. So I'm looking forward to using this one. Daler Rownette System 3 acrylic paper on the heavyweight. That's that one. We've got another synthetic coming up, which is Yupo paper. Now this one is on an A3 plus, so it's a bit bigger than A3. It doesn't come in a pack where you pull them out, they're loose. So you get a bit of cardboard and these sheets are loose. Now if you've not used Yupo paper or the illustration sheet, they're very similar. Yupo paper, this one is 115 GSM, so it's really thin. You can't tear it. It's basically like a plastic, very thin, shiny, smooth. Not so much shiny, more like a satin, shiny surface. Now, a lot of the guys that do the photorealistic work, you always hear about the synthetic papers that they're working on. The reason why they're working on the synthetic papers is because they're using, majority of the time they're using Kratex illustration, which the paint has got either a very low to no binder in it, so it's you can manipulate it, you can get your soft erasing, you can scratch the paint back and get loads of textures out of it. That works brilliantly with this, because The paint is easy to manipulate, the surface is smooth, and you can just really take away the paint and work some great pieces of artwork. So that's Yupo paper if you've not seen it before. This will be available, you can get this on Amazon or eBay, Yupo paper. Get it in different grams. I would go for a heavier gram, which would be better, a little bit more body to it. This one's 115, so you just got to make sure you've pinned it to your easel really well, because it's sort of light. You can sort of move it around. So just keep your eye out for that. That's Yupo paper. The next one I've used a lot of, and it's a Daily Roundnet product, and it's the fine grain heavyweight. I can tell you a few tips on this as well. You're getting a textured surface. The texture on this works great for portraits because you've got that texture which looks like a pour on this. It's like a pour type texture surface. So when you spray against it, you get that, it gives you your artwork that little bit of pop, that little bit of 3D pop in texture when you're looking down it. I was using a lot of golden high flow acrylics at the time when I was using this, and I was using this in the bigger size, which was A2. Moved down to a pack of A3, but you get that really nice texture with it. Golden laid down on it really nice. The inks laid down on it really nice, that I've tried recently with it. But what you'll find is if you're using golden, here's a tip for golden if you're doing pieces of artwork on paper and you really like the golden paint and system of it. When you spray it and you dark colours, they go down sort of very shiny. So when you look at your piece of artwork, if you move and look at it in different lights, you'll see the light reflecting off parts of your paint and can look a little bit, looks a little bit nasty to look at when you look at it. You've either got to look at it square on with no light on it to see it, it looks great. The minute you move and look at it at a different angle, you'll see the glare off the paint. So if you are using golden and you've experienced that, just buy yourself some matte varnish, or if you want to keep it to like one sort of semi-sheen tone, buy some satin and then just varnish over, spray the varnish over your piece of artwork. I prefer matte, it just looks better and looks nicer when you frame it with a matte paint, and then you've got your glass in front which gives you that sort of glossier look to your piece of artwork. But that's just a tip for golden. If you're using it, you will experience that sort of shine over it as it dries down. But a great paper to have a go at. When you come to the end of your packs of paper, we all do it, when you've finished the pack of paper, it's like, oh, I need another one. You throw that bit away. Don't throw it away. The front cover here, that's got the print on it, what paper it is, flip it over, you've got white paper. So I usually chop that up and use a bit of that to the side for testing, or have it as a practice piece. And then the back piece, which is the nice thick piece of card that you get, save that and then do something like this with it. This was a standard piece of card off the back of a pad, and then to the other side what I did was, because it's thick card, I then sort of moved into the automotive paint and I got some polyester primer, the primer gun, and then sprayed the cardboard in polyester primer. It's on the channel. Leave that to dry and then blocked that back, dry blocked it up to around 1000 grit. Then do your artwork, so spray your artwork on, so we did that. And then I 2K clear coated it with a spray gun. So you get your really nice smooth glossy surface of clear coat. And you've used your cardboard that you was going to throw away. You've now used your cardboard and adapted primer to it and gave it a coat of clear coat. So you can do that, you know, don't throw it away, save it. You get a nice solid piece that you can work on. So I did that. So then that moves you into sort of hard surfaces. When you start working on cardboards, it's different. When you've primed it and you spray on it, you've got to change your settings of your paint and your pressure. So then you move on to another good product that I recommend is aluminium dye bond sign board. This you will see, if you've not seen this before, walk down your local shops, and where we're looking here at shop windows, just tilt your head up and look at the signage as you walk down. You'll get some great ideas for fonts, for laying out how fonts are laid out, and artwork. You'll get to see some artwork. And most of the time, it's this stuff in big sheets that is screwed to above the shop with the name of the shop on, all the artwork on. It's aluminium signboard that they use because that's what it's mainly used in the sign industry. But bringing it into airbrushing, it's great. So the link in the description, you'll be able to pick this up. The reason why I'm recommending this one to you is you've got two options that you can use this for. You can do two styles of painting as well. You get it A5, A4, A3. And you can buy it singular or more quantities as you wish. It's CNC cut, so it's all precision cut with radiused corners. So you've got nice round corners, all CNC'd. So the A5, what I'd do with the A5 is just off the top of my head, what I could do with this would be to make a new house plaque for the front of the house because ours is looking a bit rough. You've got a white side to this and you've got a silver side. So the white side's powder coated. So it's a powder coated paint that's gone on. You can key this surface up and then you can airbrush straight to it. Once you've keyed it up, you can do your piece of artwork, you could drop your number in for your house, and then you can clear coat it in clear coat that you would use on automotive, on a car, on a bike. A couple of coats of clear, 2 screw holes there, and you've got yourself a really nice custom made house plaque for your front of your driveway. Job done. If you flip it to this side, it now opens up the next part of custom painting that you can do. You've got silver side aluminium. Now what I've done before is hit this with a grinder, a disc grinder, and grind over the top, and it gives you patterns in the aluminium. So when you move it towards the light like that, you see all these 3D patterns move. So then you can achieve something that looks a bit like that. So you've got all your different patterns underneath, and this is candy over the top. So ground the aluminium panel down, cleaned it, went in with solvent candy, cut some text out, went in with solvent candy, dropped the candy red down, and then clear coat to finish. Got some screw holes, and that's a custom sign for the studio. And that's the white side of the aluminium. And you're just using the opposite side to do some custom work on. So it's a great panel to have a go at. So yeah, highly recommend getting some of this stuff and giving it a go. It'll bring you into the custom painting side of things, and it will get you used to spraying on a harder surface, because going from that to that is a big difference. It really is. You've really got to change the way you paint. You've got to get your paint dialed in and your air pressure. And I think trying all these different surfaces will make you a better painter. It really will, because you will then get used to your paints on different surfaces. It just gets you challenging you on these different surfaces, really will help. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video on surfaces. I have got one more, which is canvas. I'll run you through that one. Right, canvases like this sound like drums when you tap them like that, because they're framed on a piece of timber and then stapled, stretched over, and then you paint your picture on here. Little tips for canvases, things that I've experienced putting artwork across to a canvas. When you get your artwork across to it, I use a projector. You guys might be using a projector. You've probably found that when you pin this to the easel, all this is vibrating and moving and flapping about when you're trying to pencil it on. Little tip, flip it over, drop a square of MDF in the back, put a bit of tape across, and then pin that to your easel. Stops the vibration in the canvas moving when you're trying to pencil on top. If you want a smoother surface, because they're really coarse, this is primered. It's a primered, stretched, say, cloth that goes over it. What you can do is you can block sand this. You can put a bit of 320 grit, 400 grit, 500 grit on a block and just sand over the top and just knock it back a little bit smoother. or you can get some gesso, which is this product here. If you've never seen gesso before, this is, I just call this a filler. It's basically a smooth filler that goes off. Air cures and it dries down white. On this particular one, it dries down white. You can get it in black. You can also tint gesso. So if you've got a piece of artwork you're doing and it's got a light blue background, if you wanted to tint your gesso down light blue, just put some paint in it and then put your gesso on and you'll have a light blue background straight the way to go from. And then you can build up off that. So applying gesso, you would squeegee it. You sort of pour it on and then you squeegee it around the panel, trying to get it as flat as you can, and leave it to dry. 48 hours, leave it to dry, come back, sand it, you've got a smooth surface. I've found with gesso, spraying it, you get the best result is spraying it. If you've got the means to of a spray gun, like a primer gun, mix it like you would a primer, say 4:1. I've tried it, best results like 4:2 because it is quite thick. Thin it down, spray it, and you'll get an even coverage, and it just speeds up your prep time when it's dry. You can spray it. I put a hairdryer on, dried it back, then gave it another coat, dried it back, and then when you come to sand it, it's quicker on the sanding process because you can hit it with one grit straight the way over the top because you've got a smoother sprayed surface down. It just preps up quicker, so it just saves you a bit of time. So that's what you can do with canvases and little tips on canvases. Tried it all, guys. I've gone through all the sort of different sort of surfaces and you get different results. The more you work with them, you find different results, quicker ways, better methods of putting the paint down. But they're all worth a go. They really are. All the surfaces are worth a go because, as I say, it'll make you a better painter. It really will. It'll get you dialed in on your brush. You'll just master it better. So I hope this has helped. Drop your comments. Tell me your thoughts on what papers you use or what you're painting on, you know, what you're enjoying painting on at the minute. Links in the description will be to, the majority will be under one site. That'll be the first link. And then I'll pull a couple of other little links, probably be Amazon and things like that. And I'll try and find some of these products for you, some of the papers, and I'll do some Amazon links underneath. So thanks for watching and I'll see you lot in the next one. Cheers, guys.